Welcome everyone to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. So this is for Monday, February 6, 2017. So today we got the moon in Gemini, making this perhaps a very mental day. Very good for practical things, anything that requires the mind, and perhaps a bit of inquisition as well, learning, sharing ideas, things like this. Now this is also confirmed by the fact that Mercury is going to go over the sun today. Going into tomorrow. So this can make it quite an expressive time. Or maybe there's a lot of these ideas or a lot of mental noise. You know, the sun essentially is that radiating life force energy. And when we look up at the sky, Mercury's engulfed by it. We can't see Mercury. So the sun takes the dominant form. And so this is a lot of that energy behind mercurial things, behind the mind, perhaps behind communication. Can maybe be feeling quite talkative here today and passionate about our ideas, or maybe our routine can be quite busy as well. So we'll talk about that in more detail, but today we also do have Mars trining up to Saturn from yesterday, which means we could be feeling quite grounded still, in a sense of perhaps taking some action steps. We are in this first quarter phase of the lunar cycle, great for taking action steps, particularly with any new insights you gained last week, or some of those new beginnings you had perhaps from last week. But yeah, we could be feeling grounded and perhaps quite disciplined here today as well. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this in a bit more detail. All right, so there it is, the moon in Gemini shifting into here from Taurus. So the early part of the day, perhaps still in the Taurus realm as it was Sunday and Saturday, which has been about connecting to our values, enjoying the simple life, and yeah, enjoying a bit of that sensual life of good meal or things like that, connecting to Earth, being grateful for what we have and all the material stuff. But as we go through the day, the moon does start to go over Orion and into Gemini, which does suggest more of the mental energy. Now, one thing I do want to say about Orion, this is a very physical manifestation. We talk a lot about a fucus, which is more of the spiritual and transformation and healing that we do with a fucus, but completely opposite of fucus is Orion. And this is the physical implementation of our spiritual selves. So a day of that, more than likely. Earthy, physical, rational, and that's where we get into the Gemini side of it. This is about, again, using our minds to figure things out. All right, so very good for that. Again, anything mental, maybe sharing ideas with others, communication can be emphasized, but fundamentally with Gemini, just being open to learning, whether it's indirectly through books and writing and things like that, or through others. Through social interactions and just communication of ideas and thoughts and all of this can be excellent with the moon here. All right, so speaking of all of that, Mercury is going over the sun. So like I was saying, Mercury is now engulfed by the sun in the sky, and so all of this mental, communicative, and even routine stuff can have a lot of this solar energy radiating through it. So we can be feeling expressive, talkative. There can be a lot of nervous energy because of it. So it is good to find healthy ways of channeling this very strong mental energy and communicative energy. So things like writing things down, maybe it's journaling or maybe it's planning. Usually just the process of actually writing helps us formulate and stay grounded with this kind of energy. Or maybe it's recording. Maybe you decide that's better, or maybe just simply talking to someone can help you formulate your ideas as well. So very good to find grounded ways of bringing more attention to the mind and to the communication, because again, it can be very active. It can be very hectic, perhaps sometimes for some of us, if we identify more with Mercury in the routine sense. So it can be very busy here today. And again, anything to help us maybe write things down, do practical stuff, figure it out in detail can help us, balance that energy out. And very creative too. in fact. So through that same process, I think we can find that we are perhaps coming up with ideas, or there's some new insights, more solar insights. It's more about passion, things we enjoy in life. And that self-expression can be quite strong. All right, so that's Mercury over the sun. Very good and channeled in that healthy sort of way. Very good for all of that mental stuff and passionate stuff. Now, Mars does still trine up to Saturn from yesterday. So there is a grounded energy to today, which is great. And I think it's about discipline. We were talking about this for the weekend report. Saturn does give us the long-term discipline, and it's very easy when he's in good aspect, especially to a planet like Mars. So whatever it is that you want to take responsible here today, for some of you it might be productive things like your work, which is often the case with Saturn, but it might be also maybe relationships. You want to take some responsibilities with that. Or maybe it's home for some of you, family, things like this. So whatever it is, very good day for patience, groundedness, discipline, and that responsibility, which can really go a long ways. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. The moon is going to be opposing up to Saturn the first half, so we could be feeling perhaps a bit detached emotionally, or perhaps serious emotionally. So it is good to have extra attention on the emotions, so we have discipline there and emotional mastery, listening to our feelings and then acting accordingly. But that's a minor note. I think Saturn's in very good aspects, so I think we'll naturally have a bit of that healthy reserve and healthy constructive energy from yesterday. And as we go through the day, Mercury starts to get real close to the sun. So that's the passion, that's the energy, that's the vital life force really coming through the mind, the communication, and the routine. All right, and again, Gemini is all about learning anyway, so I think just treating today as a learning process, being open-minded, inquisitive, wanting to share, learn, all of that can be fantastic. All right, so I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.